Hello, amateurs, and welcome to another episode of the Amateur Rugby Podcast, here to help soothe your Sunday morning hangover with some wonderful rugby chat about the grassroots of the game. I'm your host, Tim, and I've got another fantastic guest for you today. I met this man in person on the Great Rugger Run last year, where he made me pizza. What a guy. And what they're doing at his club, Forgeside, I mean, it brings a whole new meaning to the sort of phrase homegrown players. So please welcome Mr. Geraint Reynolds. Geraint, how are you?
Hi, Tim. Yeah, good. Thanks. Yourself?
Very well, very well. Now, if you could just explain the whole pizza thing for me and for the listeners, because, I mean, it was just a wonderful thing to turn up at Forgeside at the end of a long day on the Great Rugger Run, to be met by you and your wonderful crew and stone-baked pizza fresh from the oven. So tell me all about it.
Yeah, so basically we've got a community garden at the rugby club on the side of the pitch, and we were lucky enough to have a pizza oven added. So it's fired up quite often. It is a talking point. I'm not aware of many other clubs around that got one. So it's the boys do like it quite often after training. We'll have a couple of pizzas in there. Or even after game day, we've had a few as well. So yeah, it is something a bit different, and it is a bit of a selling point for us.
For sure. I mean, I've been to a lot of rugby clubs, as you know, and I've never seen one at a rugby club before. So I was particularly excited when I knew that was going to be on the plate for me at the end of the day. How did you build it yourself, or did you get contractors in to build it? How did it work?
But basically, we won a competition through the Royal Horticultural Society and BBC, the one show. So they come in and basically built it for us with help from people from the club and volunteers. And basically built the community garden as it is, and and it was something a bit special. When they said it was about a pizza oven, we were all a bit shocked by that. It was it was something a bit different.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, we'll come back to the garden because that is going to make up a big part of what we talk about. But I want to hear about you a bit first, Geraint. Tell me about what you do at Forgeside, because I looked on the website and it seems like your list of roles and responsibilities is almost endless. So talk me through it.
Yeah, so I was a player. I moved from player and I was coaching. I moved from that now. So yeah, it is more off the field. So the main job is chairman. But then there's all the sort of sub jobs that fall into that. Then so there's a lot of titles, but basically it's chairman is the main one, and then everything else falls under that. So we're only a small club, so we're not we haven't got lots of different teams or all of that. So there's a few of us that have all got multiple jobs, but yeah, it's a lot of titles, but yeah, but basically chairman is the main one, and then everything else falls into that then from there.
Amazing. And if you could, for me, could you, and I mean, this must be difficult for you because you see it every day, but could you describe the setting of your rugby club there at Forgeside? Because it is one of the most spectacular places I think I've ever seen a rugby pitch.
So we're basically right on the side of the mountain, the Coity Mountain. So you look as you look down the pitch on the right hand side, you've got all the mountain. Left hand side then is the valley and the town of Blenavon, and then further on down on a nice day you can actually see the estuary then down at Newport. But that is when it's nice, which unfortunately isn't often. But when you come there, it was a nice day, so you could see it right down the valley. So it was a nice day then. But yeah, it's in the winter it's cold, it's wet, it's horrible. But in the summer it does look nice. I believe we're the second highest pitch in Wales, so I've been told by a few people. And like I said, winter time when it's snowing, raining and everything else in one game, it feels like that as well.
For sure. Okay, let's talk about you, the player, then, Geraint. What position did you play? How did you first get into rugby?
So, obviously from South Wales, you're sort of born playing rugby. So there's photos of me as a baby with rugby balls and a Pontypool kit on. So I was always going to be a prop the size of me. So I was a loose head and a tight head. So started at school at juniors infant school, so sort of age 8, and played all the way through then schoolboy, and then at Cwmbran, and then moving up to youth rugby. I played at Ebervale, played in the 21s at Ebervale, and then I sort of picked up a few injuries then, so sort of had to step back from it a bit then, and that's when I started doing more coaching, and then odd games here and there then. So I sort of stopped playing rugby full-time properly at sort of 2021. And now what am I now? 39 now, and I play the odd game or two, but it's very, very rare now. Thank God, really.
Yeah. What were the injuries, Geraint? What took you out?
So I tore my groin in South Africa. I was with the Welsh Crusades. So I did that 10 minutes into our first tour game. So I had 3 weeks away on tour, enjoying myself, carrying a bag instead of having to play, which was nice. And then sort of never really recovered from that properly. Come back and it would always break down, and then it was obviously because you were getting slower and stuff. You pick up a lot more injuries then. So, but that was the main one really that sort of finished me off really.
And so, talk to me about your time at Ebervale then, because that is a big, famous club there in Wales. What was it like representing them?
Yeah, so we played youth and 21s there. That was brilliant. That was a right step up. That was really fun. Went there sort of 16 first, straight out of under 16s. So I was obviously the baby of the team. And yeah, it is a big club. Like we were playing Swansea, Cardiff, all the big games like that on big stadiums, which I'd never done before. Playing just Sunday, minis and juniors rugby. So that was quite big. We play then. We go to England and play London Welsh, which was always a good game. We played Leicester, Exeter, all the sort of big clubs, and then moving into 21s then was the same as well. Like we played down on the Arms Park. We played Neath, Swansea, Llanelli down on Stradi as well. So yeah, it was it was fun, hard, but it was fun. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, really, really good fun.
Yeah. What a list of clubs you've just reeled off there. That's amazing. And youth rugby in Wales is very well supported, isn't it? Like there's a lot of people that get around it and come and watch.
Yeah, so it was like it was big, playing big proper games, against the proper teams, and there would be quite a few watching it. I know the rules and regulations have changed around youth rugby now, and the ages and stuff align it. I know a lot of people say it's not what it is, but to be honest with you, that's the best time to play rugby. Where you haven't got a real care. You just go out with a bunch of your mates, play rugby, and then after that you get up to whatever you get up to, and that's where people learn all the tricks and everything for rugby, and that's where you enjoy it. It is one of the best things, youth rugby.
Yeah, and you must have. I'm guessing there must be a few names that you came across during those matches. Some people that have maybe gone on to sort of stellar careers. Is there anybody off the top of your head that you can think of?
Yeah, this Richard Hibbard was one of the big ones. Obviously, Lions and Wales. Hugh Bennett knows with obviously the Welsh team, and they're one of the coaches. They both hookers for Swansea. So played against them. Kai Griffiths, that is the London Welsh coach now. I roomed with him in South Africa. There's obviously mainly front row that I remember. But yeah, it's when you look through all programs and stuff, and you see names, and then you see different bits. Obviously, not so much now because everyone's sort of retired now. But you see names like Gavin Henson. We played against him for East Wales and different things. So yeah, you look at programs, a few years back, and you think, oh yeah, they played against him, or played in the same team as them. So yeah, it was good. And I think it's more for my dad, like, because he personal chauffeur. He'd take me to all these places, like, and like when he sat at home then watching a game on the telly, something like that. So I used to play against him. My children say it now. Every time the S4C comes on, you see Andrew Coombs, because I had mentioned it once or something. I played with him. I think my daughter says, "Oh, Dad, you played with him?" I was like, "Yeah." And then my mum takes a mick out of me as well for the same thing. Oh, and it's like, yeah. I said, "Look where he is now, and look where you are." Yeah, I know. So yeah, it's this, but that's the same with you all levels. Like, you always see different people and you say, "Oh, I played against them," and that's could be walking around, Tesco's or somewhere like that. It is like that in South Wales. It's, everyone's played against somebody.
Yeah, and it's I think it's one of the great things about our sport in general is that it's still small enough that everybody's it feels like everybody's got a story like that, doesn't it? It feels like everybody knows a famous player that came from their town or the town just down the road or something like that. And I hope we never lose that is kind of my thoughts.
Yeah, I think that's it. Like, it's always a small sport but a big sport. I think, and like I say, you always can see people that have played rugby, and you can always talk to them. You might not know them, but you've always got that in common. And I think obviously, like yourself, you found that you go into all these rugby clubs, you don't know them, you've never been to rugby clubs, but you've got that connection. You've all played rugby, you all know what it's about, and you can sit in a bar or talk to somebody afterwards and say, "Oh yeah, I used to play," and then, like you said, I know so and so, I know so and so, and it always gets back to a club or somebody that you know, a mutual somebody, like, it is strange like that, but it's good. It is good.
Yeah. Now I'm really intrigued as a front rower going on tour to South Africa. What were you feeling like? What were your pre-game nerves like? Because that's basically probably the toughest place you can ever go. So what were you feeling at the time?
Yeah, I was always terrible for nerves. Like, you could put me in a game tomorrow, a veterans game tomorrow, before the game, I would be sick. I am really bad. It could be playing against I don't know, it could be playing against England, or it could be playing against some second team in a vets tournament. I still be sick. So you couldn't talk to me before a game. I was always rough, and it was always a joke. Everyone would say, like, "Oh, has he been sick yet?" And everyone just waiting for it to happen, and then I won so bad. So yeah, they were big, and like I said, unfortunately, like I obviously got injured straight away, so I missed out. There was only I think there was two tight heads on the tour. So in fairness to Ross, who was the other tight head, I think he had to play all 4 games. Then he didn't have much for rest. But yeah, I enjoyed myself though. It was it was a good tour. But no, it was it was they breed them differently in South Africa, for sure, because they were some of the biggest lads I've seen. I think it was Natal we played, and they because they were the same age as us, youth team, and I was like, that bloody hell, couldn't get round that. Fair play.
That's amazing. And fair play to that bloke you just mentioned there. I hope you gave him massages after every game or something.
He enjoyed it. I went to school with Ross, so yeah, he would have enjoyed it.
Fair enough. Okay, so like when it came time, when you realized you weren't really going to be able to play anymore, like what was the feeling? Like, what were you like, really disappointed, or were you kind of like, "Oh, I've had a really good run, so it's not too bad"? Like, how did you feel about that?
It was one of them, because I went straight into coaching a local team, a local adults team. It was I sort of put everything into that. Then my concentration went from playing to sort of coaching. So I didn't really think much about it. But then as you then they might have been short or something like that on a Saturday, and you thought, oh, I'll have a go and play, and then I think you try, and then you do a bit, and then it sort of knocks you back. So yeah, it's tough, but I've always been around it, so I've never sort of walked away and totally left rugby. So if I did, I might have felt different. So I've always been doing bits, coaching here or doing this, doing that. Rugby has been a massive part of my life. Obviously, still is. So it's always there. So I haven't sort of missed it because I'm still doing it. I'm still involved in it. It's just not playing. I suppose you get up on a Sunday, you can get up and no problems. You haven't got any bumps or pain. So I suppose in a way it's better, but being on the side of the pitch isn't as fun as being on the pitch, obviously. But yeah, it is what it is, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me about your coaching, Geraint. What kind of a coach are you? What would you say? Where would you say your strengths lie as a coach?
I don't know. Obviously, scrum. I always enjoyed a scrum. Line out is probably quite technical as well. At that. That's probably my best bits. To be honest with you, the sort of set play. I've always been coaching with other coaches that's taken attack, taken defence, different things like that. So yeah, it's sort of a set piece line out scrum. I'm of the theory that you can't win a game if you don't have the ball. If you don't have the ball, so that comes from lineouts, that comes from scrums. You know what I mean? If you on top with both of those two, you're sort of halfway there. It's obviously it is a bit different now with different rules that come in with the scrum and different things. But yeah, if you're on top at those levels, I think you sort of halfway there. You can sort the rest out. Like probably a lot of the boys would say I talk a lot and might talk a bit of rubbish, but I just try to get my point over.
Okay, well, let's talk about the scrum specifically there then. And you've alluded to it with like the relatively recent law changes around that. How do you see the scrum at the moment? Do you see it as a good contest that is safe as it's ever been, or or something else? How do you see it?
I always enjoyed the hits. So obviously, growing up, you'd have the crouch touch or pause, and then you'd have that hit. I found when that was taken away, like the games that I played after that, one or two games, I found that I struggled there because I enjoyed that contest. It's lower levels, the scrums, there isn't much of a problem, I don't think. Like you don't have many collapse scrums like you do, obviously, at the professional level. People don't scrummage anymore. Obviously, the higher you go, it's the scrum. I don't think, like hookers don't hook. The ball is always fed now. So I think it's safer to an extent, but I don't think it's much of a contest. One of my biggest things is the penalties that come from the scrum. Like if one team's on top, automatically the team that are going backwards have a penalty against them, and you think sometimes, well, why? At the end of the day, they just had a bollocking. They're being pushed back. Why are they being penalised on top? Do you know what I mean? I think then once it's gone so far, the referee should be saying, like, play the ball, instead of teams like looking for a penalty, to get it out. Let's sort of play it a bit, because quite often that defending team that's been pushed back 5-10 yards haven't done anything wrong, but the referee will see it as, oh, they're going back, penalty. They must have done something wrong. So, well, no, they're just having a tonking. Fair enough if they drop it or something like that. Do you know what I mean? But no, it's I think refereeing is a hard job anyway. But for them to referee a scrum, a lot of people don't know what's going on in the scrum. You could ask 5 or 10 different props, they'd all say something different, and I think quite a lot of the time it's just a lottery. So it's just something that I think that we can't lose the scrum, because otherwise it'd go to rugby league, which is then is a bit pointless. But it's got to be a better way. I'm not quite sure how they can do it, but yeah, it's got to be a better way of it going, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think there has been a change this season in the Premiership. Anyway, the games that I've watched, I think the referees are trying to do more of what you've just suggested there, and not penalise every dominant scrum and all of that kind of thing. But I agree. I think there's still a little way to go before it's, you know, really optimised. But as you also said, it's a very difficult thing to get right, because opinions vary so wildly anyway between people who are experts that it's a very difficult thing. But hopefully, well, it'll never go, I'm certain of that. So I'm not concerned about that.
The best thing about, but like people always say, like, you know, why do you enjoy rugby? For me, the best thing about, especially being a prop, and you know this yourself, you've got that one-on-one battle against that one bloke in front of you. You don't have that anywhere else on the field. You know, like the backs don't have it, second row's back row. You're always against that one man. And like I've said it to people before, you know, you could be scrimmaging against someone and absolutely giving them a hiding all game, but your team could still lose by 50 points. You know, and vice versa. You could be having an absolute bollocking all game, you know, and walk off the pitch like, oh Christ, I can't move. But then the team won by 50 points, and there's I don't think another sport has got that to that extent of that one position, and that's why I think front row are a different breed. Like, and that's why when you walk into a clubhouse, you know the front row are, because they're sat in one corner all together. You know, you got the props there and the hookers. You know, all they sat talking, and they all grab. You know, the old front row union, and they're all there talking, and you could just say, oh, there's a front row over there. That's where I am. I go over and talk to them, and everyone else is doing what they want to do. But no, there's the props there. You know, and that's why it is. Like, you know, it is. You have got that thing. People that you prop against, you'll see him down, you know, in the street and say, oh, I propped against him. He was a good lad. He was. God, he was strong. He was this. He was that. And I don't, like I said, I don't think you can get that anywhere else. But you know, but that's just an old prop talking. Talking.
Yeah. I am 100% with you, mate. It's that's kind of making me feel a bit tingly about it all. You know, remembering my days and the respect as well between people that you played against. You know, like you'd be fierce competitors on the pitch, but then as soon as that whistle's gone, you know, typically there's a handshake and probably a hug as well, and whatever. And you look forward to seeing them again one day on the pitch.
Yeah, which I don't think, again, other sports, I don't think they have that, do they? Do you know what I mean? But no, it is something special, I think, that we got. There's something unique, I think.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, let's talk more about Forgeside again and the community garden. So we sort of, you alluded to how it came to be, winning this competition. But tell me now about what it's done for your club and maybe even the sort of greater community there.
Yeah, so as a club, we had our pitch. We had a patch of land there that was overgrown. It was 8 foot of brambles, weeds, rubbish, and everything. And we knew we had to sort of clear it out. So during COVID, when we wasn't playing, we sort of set a task of going through clearing it. Once we sort of cleared it all, and it was just back to grass, it was a case of, what are we going to use this for? Like I said, we're not a big club, so we didn't need it as another pitch. We wouldn't have been a pitch anyway, because it's on a bit of a slope. And it's like, well, we don't need it for training. We got training areas, and it's like, well, let's try and give something back to the community. Like I said, Forgeside is an old mining town. Same with Glenavon. So he's like, well, let's look at a community garden, something a bit out of the box, something a bit different. It might bring a few more people up then on a Saturday to watch our games. So we sort of set about, we got these old railway sleepers, and we sort of made these couple of beds, and we were like, right, great, you know, that's a community garden. There was a couple of people in the street that were quite keen to get involved, and we was like, yeah, lovely, let's do it. And then we, like I said, we entered a competition with the BBC, and we won that, and then they built the garden, and as you've seen, you know, it's totally way above our expectations, and it was like, oh, this is a bit different. And then they had an open day, and the people that come to the open day, I'd never seen so many people at the ground. It was brilliant. People come, the community, all come in and, you know, wandering around, walking around our pitch, you know, saying, oh, wow, I haven't been up here for 20 years. You've done this, you've done that. And that was brilliant as a club. I know the committee, they couldn't get over that, because we just think of ourselves as a little rugby club. And people saying, "Oh, I used to play up here 20 years ago. It was this, it was that, it was a bog, it was horrible," and they're like, "You've done all this work you've done is tremendous." And so since we've built that garden, more and more people now have come along asking, "So can we have a little bit of it?" So we've had to make more raised beds. We've had more funding come in for that, and now, well, we just come from there now. We sort of marking out areas now to more raised beds. We got more people coming, wanting to grow their own produce and get involved then with the wider club, which again for us is brilliant. We've had quite a few different open days at the field now. Jubilee party, coronation party, and there's been people up there, enjoying it and using the pizza oven, and it's just fabulous. It's more than we've met people that we've never have known before, and who might have lived 2 streets away, and it's really become sort of the centre now of the village, which again, like I said, is this well, blown us away as a club, which is what sort of we wanted, but we never thought it would come this quick, this fast. So yeah, it's really good. Fair play.
It's an amazing story that just from having a spare bit of ground and just brainstorming what you could possibly do with it, it's then led to all of this. I think it's such a sort of a really good lesson for hopefully other clubs listening. What could we do? How could we connect with the community more? What things are we interested in? So, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I was really keen to get you on. And I understand that it's actually led to more playing members for yourselves as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, so we've had, because we started a walk-in rugby team. So we've had, with the publicity, we've had a couple of guys join the walk-in rugby committee because they've seen it, and a couple of players have come on for the first team as well. Then, again, on the back of seeing us on national telly, in the paper, social media, and a couple of players then have got a raised bed themselves as well. So they're actually growing some produce as well. So yeah, it's funny, but it's good. It's really good. It's something that, again, like I said, we never thought would happen so quick and so well, and it has totally exploded. It's really strange, but really good.
So why wouldn't, for example, why wouldn't people be growing their vegetables at home? What are the reasons why they decide to come and use a community garden instead?
Which I should have explained. So, being like a mining town, the village, all the houses are terrace houses, so they've only got yards, so no one's got gardens. So it's given them that outdoor space with somewhere that they can use and grow. So what you find is people might have plant pots and different things like that, but they don't actually have a garden themselves, that they got somewhere that they can grow any produce. But we've now given them that space. What we've done then is any extras, then we put that out on social media. Like last summer, I think we had about 10, 12 marrows that was going spare. We put a photo out, anybody want a marrow? Whoosh, within half an hour, they had all gone. Same apples, we had a load of cooking apples given us, put that out social media, whoosh, that all went. And then people were sending us photos of apple pies they're making, crumbles, and again we pushed that out on social media. We had rhubarb, different things of people making rhubarb crumbles for us, and it is a proper proper community feeling, but which is fabulous. It's really good to see, going back to different attitudes of people all coming together, where I think it had moved away from that, people sort of living on their own in isolation. So I think it has really helped, especially coming out of COVID.
Yeah, and what about the kind of the health aspect of it, and maybe the cost of living as well? Because obviously there's that going on at the moment as well. So is this helping people save money and be healthier as well?
Yeah, well, it's obviously with cost of living and everything going up. I suppose for people who can't drive, leaving the village, having to catch a bus or taxis, or asking for lifts off different people, there's obviously costs involved in that. But it is having the areas to grow. We've been lucky enough, we've had different grants where people who have supplied us with seeds. So a lot of people haven't had to. They literally all they're giving up is their time. We got loads of hand tools there, different tools, and obviously we've got a team of strong players that if something does need moving, we can call on one or two people to to shift a few things. But yeah, it all helps, and then again it brings people then back to the club, and then helps the club in other ways. Like I said, when we've had our open days and different things like that, the money that we've raised from them has gone back into the garden then to buy more raised bed, buy more soil, buy different things. But then also on the back of that, then it does raise the publicity of the club itself for sponsors. So it sort of looks after the club side of things then, for us down the road with kit or different things like that. So.
Yeah. And did you anticipate how many kind of passionate gardeners might come to the fore? Because I understand that, it's a bit of a passion for a number of people now at the club.
No, to be honest with you, like I said, when we first thought it out, we had 4 little raised beds, and we thought, that's it, we cracked it, well done, boys. We'll give ourselves a pat on the back, and we thought, yeah, job done. Like like I said, it has exploded. The different meetings that myself and Leighton, the treasurer, have been been involved, and we're sat there looking at each other thinking, we're rugby players. Why are we talking about fertilizers this and growing this? And we had to go up to North Wales to collect an awards, and we're sat there laughing. A couple of us off the committee just sat there like, what are we doing here? We should be going to the pub and having beer. Like, we should be drinking a cup of tea, picking up an award for our garden. Like, it has been a laugh. And a lot of obviously people taking the piss and different things like that. But then I think when people come there and see the difference that is given, and like all the boys see it now as well. Like like we put a swimming pool up there 2 summers ago. It was Costa del Foregeside, they were calling it. We had the pizza oven going. They're all there in their speedos. We wouldn't have been able to do that, a few years back. So people have seen that side of it as well. Like, and obviously they've been up there for the open days and different things. And it is, everybody is just, it was when it first mentioned we're going to do it, everyone, what's all that about? But yeah, no, it has sort of come on. It has been a lot of work, but a lot of fun as well. And like I said, the people that we've met, it's been unbelievable. Like, it's been really funny.
Amazing. And you mentioned it there about it being award-winning now as well. And I was incredibly grateful that you gave me the honor of raising your green flag. So tell the people about the green flag and what that means, Geraint.
Yeah, so the Green Flag Award is it's all basically green spaces. So it's a bit like the blue flag one for the beach. So it's a nationwide award. We were sort of I think it was about 3 or 4 weeks before you came, we found out we'd won. They'd given us the flag, and we were sort of waiting for a good opportunity for it to be raised. And we thought, well, it's something a bit different. The Green Flag Association asked for different ways that people could raise it. We thought, well, yourself there, that would be ideal. So yeah, it's quite a big. It's a national award. So to go from where we was 2, 3, 4 years ago. From a dumping ground, fly tipping area to actually winning a green flag, has been massive. And when you look at the list of other places that have got green flags, a green flag award, you think, Christ, we're on that list. Like, it is a big honor. So it was good. And like I said, we get you to put it up, but that's sort of the icing on the cake, really, for us.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really appreciated it. Now, what about the future? What do you see as a future for Foregeside and the community garden together? How do you see it going?
So this season, it's been another strange season for us on the field. So we're in January now. We're actually playing tomorrow now our 5th league game of the season. So 5 months in, we're only into our fifth league game. So it's a bit of a bit of an odd one at the moment. So we're 2 from 4 at the moment. We won 2, lost 2, two close ones. So hopefully tomorrow we can get back on track.
How come you played so few games, Geraint?
It's a bit of another bit of a shambles of a season, to be honest with you. So we were promoted last season, unbeaten in the league. We went from I think a division of, I think it was 8 in the league, and we've moved up a league to, I think there's 6 in our league now, which is bonkers, because the league below us I think has got 8 or 9, and then the league above us has got something like 12, 13. So we've had a few drop out this season in this league, and the W were trying to restructure it, and then they were meant to put 2 leagues into one, but then they didn't. So it sort of left us in limbo. And then with games being off because of the World Cup, obviously Wales were shocked to go on to the quarterfinals, so we didn't play that week, and and then the weather, and then teams not wanting to play certain weeks and then put it on because we haven't obviously got a packed season. We've put them on to this year, and it's just been a really awkward season. So it's top 2 go up. So we're hoping. I think we sort of missed out on top now, losing a couple of games, but we're hoping sort of if we can push for that second place now and see what happens, and then move up a league, that'll be good for us. Play a more competitive league will be better. So we sort of that's the plan to start with. May we're going on our first overseas tour, so we're off to Canada.
Oh, wow.
So that's 10 days in Toronto. So that's going to be a big one. I think there's about 50 of us going on that. I think the 18 is the youngest, and the oldest is 70 something. So yeah, that'll be a big one. And then sort of build then for next season, and then look. Hopefully, like I said, we've moved up a league. If we have, that'll be a tough league. So it'll be battling to do well in that league. If we don't go up, it will be sort of building to win the league that we're in now. So yeah, it's obviously plans all there in place. Looking at that with the garden, then it's basically taking it on now. What we can do for the next stage. We had bees delivered in the summer, so we'll be selling Foregeside honey soon now when the summer comes around. So that'll be something different. We're looking to expand again, continue with our improvements at the grounds. So pathways fully around the pitch, looking at making a sort of bandstand area far down the bottom, so we can, when we do put open days and events on, we can have a sort of mini festivals, and then just make the area safer, and then it easier to use then during the wetter months. So we could do different events then through the winter there as well, and just sort of utilize that space without obviously upsetting our neighbours and different things, but just to generate more money as a club and more money then as a garden to feed back into the garden, and to give sort of things back then, make it a space that can be used, and for everyone to have a good time, basically. But yes, a lot of work, a lot on, but yeah, it's sounds fun.
Sounds really fun, and I think it's amazing that you're doing so much to try and sort of bring the community together, try and grow the club, and just try and help everybody in your sort of area. So I mean, I just want to say that's amazing, and congratulations on that. How long has it taken so far to organize this tour to Canada? I'm sure that's no small undertaking either.
No, so I think that was another COVID thing. Sort of coming out of COVID, we were like, we sort of spoke about it beforehand. COVID happened, and then we were sort of doing obviously meetings, over the phone and different things like that. So it's again, it's speaking with Leighton, the treasurer. It was like, should we go for it? The team we were sort of struggling a little bit as a team, and we thought we need to focus. We need something to work towards. So yeah, I've been to Canada a couple of times, different things, on rugby tour and different things. I said, well, that's good. Also with Canada, obviously the drinking age is lower, because a couple of people said about going to America, but I said, well, that's 21 and they're quite strict. So you're younger. Yeah, lads that have just come out of youth might be struggling. So I said, well, let's go for Canada. It's very much like America. So we looked around different tour groups. So we found one at MSG Tours. They had sent us all the details. They come straight back to us, and we were like, yeah, let's go for it. And in fairness, I think we put it out in the players group and social media one training day, and the uptake in training that night, there was so many people, more people at training. What's this about Canada? What's this about? How much is this going to? What's this? Just the buzz, and then it was a couple of boys that were umming and ahhing about signed then. So, well, yeah, I want to go. Yeah, so, well, obviously, it's open players. So they signed straight away, and it has been that sort of buzz at the start with, and then it's dropped right off, obviously. But now it's May. It's only a few months away, and it's like, oh Christ, here we go. Like we just organised now the kit meeting now. I've just been speaking to the company, so they're coming up for a measuring end of the month. So it's sort of real now. I know a couple of the guys have done their like visas to go and things like that. People were talking about travel money and all this lot, and it's like, Christ, yeah, it's not far away now. So yeah, it's going to be a year before we know it, and it's something that the club's never done before on that scale. Like we always try and go on tour, because again, that's part of playing rugby, but it's normally weekend here or weekend there. It's not normally a game or something like that. So this is a proper tour. We got 2 games. The team is a bit questionable at the minute. There's be a couple of old heads playing in it, and then a couple of proper young lads. But no, it'll be fun. That's touring. That's what it's about, isn't it? So yeah, it'll be really, really interesting.
That's super interesting that you've kind of highlighted all the pre-tour benefits as well there, because I think when people think about touring, you always think about what's happened on the tour and then the sort of club spirit you get off the back of it. But of course, you get all this anticipation, this growing the club and planning that comes along with it as well. So that's so important.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like I know a few people said, "Oh, it probably won't happen in this. Won't do this." But I said, well. We got to put it in the diary. We got to go for it. We got to say it. It's a line in the sand. We got to say we're going then. It'll be May 2024, and it was like let's do it. And in fairness, like I say, well we are. I know we got another instalment to pay to the tour company now the end of this month, and then it's got to be fully paid then next month. We booked the bus today for the airport. Do you know what I mean? So it's apart from packing a bag, we're going. So, but us being us, we've already now started thinking about, well, we're going to have to do another one now in 3 years' time or 4 years' time. So we're already starting to think about how do we sort of pencil that in our heads ready, and where are we going to go? Because obviously what we'll do now is whilst we're away, we got so many guys there already. Like, right, what are we going to do? We're going to go again in 3-4 years' time. Where do you want to go? What sort of thing do you want to do? Again, like I said, I try and stay away from America because of the, it does make it a bit harder for the like the drinking age and things like that. But it's, as obviously South Africa, there's, or you can go further afield, New Zealand, Australia, places like that. Who knows? But it's going to be something that we're going to sort of trying to pencil in as we're away, and get people sort of buying into it, because everyone's got direct debit set up, paying into the tour account, so they're not missing that money. So it's like, well, just keep it going, lads. Keep it going, and then you've got to spend the money then when you're away, and then obviously when we're away then in 3-4 years' time, it'd be right. Where do you want to go next time, boys? Do you know what I mean? And just try and keep it rolling and keep it successful, and hopefully then more people come to the club and more people sort of buy into it and enjoy it. But it's all we can do is try, isn't it? That's it. That's all we can do.
100%. Fantastic stuff. I hope you have an amazing time. Okay, let's move on to the stash section of the show. Geraint, what's your favorite bit of stash that you've ever received?
I've been thinking about this for because obviously I listened to the show. I knew you'd ask me. I just, to be honest with you, I like kit. So there's nothing better than turning up, getting a kit bag, and it's like you open it up and it's this t-shirt, it's that t-shirt, or it's a dress shirt, or it's this or that. But it'd have to be sort of my Welsh kit. So either my Welsh blazer or my shirt. I got an England shirt which I swapped, which I quite like because I know a lot of people give me stick when I wear it, but it reminds me of a good day. I can't remember the score now, but we played up in Manchester. We beat England schools quite convincingly. So it's got to be a kit bag full of kit, basically. That's what I sort of like.
That moment when you're just like, oh, it's that day.
Yeah, it's all full in bags, and it's like, you're there trying it all on, and you got one boy over there with a pair of shorts on, another one over there with a t-shirt and a hoodie and a hat on, and a pair of trousers. Do you know what I mean? Everyone just all in that room, just trying it all on. Someone putting the sock on, and it's that day. It's like Christmas. And that's the best bit, for me. And then you put it all back in the bag then, and then you walk out with it, and you feel about 10 feet tall walking around with this bag full of kit. You can't beat that feeling.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, what's your favorite kit of all time? So this can be any team from any era.
I like I think it's going to sound strange, but I like the white English kit with like the black New Zealand kit. I always, like, growing up, I don't know why, one of my earliest memories is watching is England New Zealand, and I don't know why, it's whether it's black v white the kits or what, I don't know what it is, but I like the old school retro kit, and then you throw the Scottish one in, you throw the Welsh one in, just literally the red shirt, the white collar, and just the emblem. So it's plain kits. I don't know why, that's something I like. So the old, like, Five Nations, Wales and Scotland playing. So just literally a blue top, or just a green top for Ireland. A blue one for France, or a black one for New Zealand. So it's like the old. I don't like the jerseys, mind that, like, they'd be the cotton trader ones, wouldn't they? But just the plain kits. None of the
Traditional.
None of the adverts on them and stuff like that. Just a traditional kit. Again, like Pontypool, the Pontypool colours, just literally the hoops of the colours. I don't know why it's. Well, I know what the next question is going to be. Now, your next question is what kit you don't like, and that.
Yeah, let's have it. Which ones do you hate?
The Scarlett one at the moment now, I don't like, because that's full of sponsors. It's a red shirt with sponsors here, and it's just I think it takes it away from the kit. It's like the Dragons one isn't wonderful. Again, it's just an advertising board, and I know why it's got to be like that, because obviously the clubs need the money. I understand that, but I think it does spoil the kits. It'd be nice if they could have, like, I don't know, once a year, say with the internationals is go like not like an old school style, just no sponsors on or something like that, and I bet you they sell a lot of they sell a lot of jerseys like that with no sponsors on. Do you know what I mean? Modern kits, but this no sponsors, just a badge, and I bet they would still sell a lot of jerseys and make a fair whack of money off that. But no,
that's an interesting idea, because not many people really like very few people like the sponsors all over the jerseys, I don't say. And clubs do try lots of different kits, don't they? They'll have a European kit or a big game kit like Harlequins do, but I haven't heard that idea before, almost like a retro but modern playing kit.
I think they do it in American football, or I think they do it in one of the American sports that they'll have, or maybe ice hockey or something. That they have like a retro weekend. So it is basically it's obviously a new material, a new kit, but it made it look old. I think I can't remember. I'm sure I've seen it before. One of the American sports, and I think a lot of people would buy them, because that is a good look, but obviously it doesn't make money. Then I suppose sponsors want to be seen and different things, and obviously you can date kit then, and you can get the more up to date one. But yeah, it is a shame. I do like the old school look of the kit anyway.
Yeah, me too. Right, as we bring this to a close, mate, is there anything else you want to say? Any sort of closing thoughts? Maybe some advice for any other rugby clubs out there trying to do something similar to what you've done, or improve their environment?
I just think you've got to sort of think outside the box. You just got to think, yes, we're a rugby club, but what else can we be? I know, like, since obviously COVID, things are a lot harder. People don't go out as much. People don't do all different things. So I just think you've got to sort of think, well, what else can we do? We got a clubhouse that we don't use 4 or 5 days of the week, or we got a pitch that we don't use, or we got an area that we don't use. Think, well, what could we use it for? Could we get the Brownies to come up and do something on that? Could we get the Scouts to do something? Obviously, we work a lot with the probation service. That they've been fabulous for us. The work that they've done for us, been wonderful. Could you sort of offer a bit of land or a bit of this to help somebody there, or could you turn around and do something within your club? Instead of it being empty on a Monday night, could you open it up to somebody? And all right, don't charge them. I know again it's costs come involved in it, but then you will get benefits back, in another way, because people will start talking about you. They might put it on social media, or they'll speak to somebody in the street and they'll say, oh, so and so have lent us this now, and we're doing this now on a Monday night. Why didn't you come along? And then they come along, they come in your club, they might see if you do a raffle or a lottery, and they might put £1 in that then, and just build it. All right, they build it slowly, but that's I think the only way you can do it. We joke as a club, build it, they'll come, from Field of Dreams, and and it does. It is true. Like, as much as we joke about it, it is true. It does happen. People do come. If something's going on in the club, people will come along. So you just need to sort of open it up. We're not just a rugby club. We're this. We're everything. And people do come along. So that's it basically. I think just be open.
Yeah.
Be open.
Amazing. Okay, amazing. And if people want to get a hold of you, Geraint, or Foregeside, what is the best way for people to do that?
So we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, TikTok. We're on them all basically. So yeah, just we've got a website as well. So just check into Google Forgeside RFC, and you'll see stuff pop up then. And yeah, just chuck us a message, and we'll get back to you. No problems.
Amazing. And if you go on the website, you'll be able to see the ridiculous list of roles and responsibilities that Geraint's got at the club. And everything that we've just mentioned there will be linked in one place in the show notes, and you can find all of that at amateurrugbypodcast.com. So it just leaves me to say, Geraint, thank you so much for your time today, and also for your kind welcome up there in Forgeside this summer. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, there he goes, Geraint. What a hero! I love the sort of free thinking there to come up with that idea to try and improve the club, trying to provide something for themselves, but also for the local community. And I love it. I love the story so much. So thank you for that. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, you can do all the social media stuff, YouTube, reviews, blah, blah, blah. But what I'd really like is if you mention it to someone in person the next time you're down your local rugby club. So until then, get out and play.